Uh, I am actually embarrassed at how long I've had this pattern. Hi, and welcome to the This Crafty Life with Danielle podcast. I'm your host, Danielle. In this podcast, I will share my crafty adventures, mostly knitting, but some other craft things, and a little bit about my life as a busy, crafty mom. If you're into that kind of thing, please consider sticking around, liking, commenting, and subscribing. So, welcome to episode 1. In this episode, I am going to talk about my 2026 knitting goals. And normally I don't make goals. I just knit, right? And I just make and I just do things. But this year I wanted to be super intentional and I wanted to share all of those intentions with you all. So first up, we have the love note. I am actually embarrassed at how long I've had this pattern. I've had this pattern since maybe 2019, and I've purchased maybe 4 or 5 kits to knit this pattern, and I never cast it on. But this is the year that I am going to cast it on. I have not used or knit with mohair in quite some time, and so it's time to get some mohair in my life, and so I'm excited about that. So I'm going to actually put every pattern that I talk about in the links below so you can reference them, and let me know if you choose to knit any of these patterns or if you already have. Next, I have the Moby Slipover by Petite Knits. Now, I love me some Petite Knits. I knit several patterns by her. I love the way she challenges me to try new things in her patterns. And speaking of new things, knitting a cable garment will be very new to me. I've knit a cable hat, but I've not knit a cable garment. So this is going to be a monogamous project whenever I cast it on, because I have to make sure I am paying attention to the chart, remembering where I left off. I'm really bad at putting a project down and forgetting something. And when you're working with charts, you have to remember where you left off. And so when I knit this, I am going to make sure that is more of a monogamous knit so I can get through it. But I'm excited about that. So these things do not include any UFOs that I have. I'll talk about UFOs later, not today, during another episode. But this does not include UFOs. These are the things that I plan on casting on. Although I technically cast it on the Moby Slipover. We're not going to talk about it, but that's as far as it goes. So next we have another petite knit pattern. It is the Ivy blouse. And I am compelled to knit this because it is different from all of the tops I've made before. Usually I'll make a top and there's like a ribbed neckline and there's ribbed sleeves and all these things. There's no ribbing. It's a rolled neckline, and I'm really interested in that because that will be new to my knit wardrobe. So I am going to cast that on. Everything that I plan to cast on will be a stash buster because I am on a yarn diet. So I have a few choices in what I should use or what I could use for the Ivy sweater. Next, I'm going to look at my notes because I had to make notes because I wanted to make sure I addressed everything that I want to make. So next, I have the Muserina, and I hope I pronounced that properly, by Caitlin Hunter. It is a color work top. It's not really a sweater. It's like a tee. It's color work. It is so cute. It has these flowers that remind me of Mario Brothers 3, like Super Mario Brothers 3, the flowers. And I've had, of course, kits to make this, but I've never casted it on. Caitlin Hunter wrote the pattern that I used for my first colorwork project. So I am happy to revisit Caitlin Hunter and her techniques and her colorwork patterns. So I don't have any particular time frame on when I'm going to cast that on, but the goal is for me to cast that on this year. Next, I have a repeat pattern, and that is stripes. I absolutely love the stripes pattern by Andrea Mari. I knitted before. I have so much yarn that I can use for that because you can use any colors you like. You can use as many or as few. And I'm excited about casting that on. So that is one of those patterns that you can make many of. The construction of it is amazing. If you wanted to not do stripes, you could do a solid color. You can do two colors. I mean, I just love that pattern. I love layering that pattern. You can wear it by yourself. I just love it. So I am going to cast on another stripes. Let's see, what else do we have on the list here? I don't want to keep you all night. I'm going to, and I am at the same time, cast on another Material Girl. I plan on making one of those in every color. That is my favorite basic, simple raglan pullover. It is so easy. You have to do German short rows or wrap and turns. I never do wrap and turns. I'll never do wrap and turns. I'll always do German short rows. But that's about it. From there, it's up. It's some increases, and then you just knit. I have one on my needles now. I'm on Sleeve Island, and I don't really know if I'm on Sleeve Island. I'm actually like halfway done with one sleeve, and then I'm going to cast on another. But I am excited to cast more of the Material Girl on because that is one of my favorite patterns. And one I did not write down because I actually just decided to join. I'm joining the Coco Knits Knit Along starting January 30th, and I believe we're knitting a pattern called Tracy. It is a hoodie. It looked like it's a lot. I feel like I'm going to be challenged, but I am excited to be joining that knit along with some of my friends. And I can't wait to see how it all comes together because I honestly cannot even imagine how to knit a hood on a sweater. But I have some yarn for that. It is a DK weight, and so I have plenty of yarn that I can use for that. So I added that to the list prior to me making my list. Outside of sweaters, I plan on knitting various pairs of socks and hats because those things I like to knit because I can knit them quickly, and dog sweaters. I have a bunch of UFOs that I'm going to talk about next time, but those are my 2026 knitting goals and aspirations and intentions. Comment below. Tell me, what are you making this year? Are you making anything that I'm making? Is there anything that you're making that I should put on the list? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.